Well, joining us now is Bill Schneider. He's a professor of policy, government, and international affairs at George Mason University. Bill, thanks so much for joining us. First, any options now for Donald Trump, except for the legal challenges in front of him? Anything we should expect out of left field?
I don't think we should expect a concession. That's not Donald Trump's nature. I agree with Mitt Romney in saying it's not his personality to make a concession. Then, if he did, he would be defining himself as the worst term he could ever use to insult anyone. He would be calling himself a loser, or in his impeccable New York outer borough accent, a loser. And he never wants to be called a loser, but I fear he will be when he leaves the White House.
What should Joe Biden be doing right now to combat some of the efforts to undermine his victory, if at all? Donald Trump started his political career by undermining Obama through birtherism. What happens if this continues through the Biden presidency?
I think Joe Biden's best advice would be to ignore Donald Trump. He's going to issue executive orders, which reverse a lot of the orders that President Trump issued when he was president, the more controversial orders, things like allowing dreamers, the children who were brought, the people who were brought here to the United States illegally as children by their parents or families. But I think the best advice would be to ignore Donald Trump. Let him scream and yell and throw things and have a fit. What Biden is doing is hiring a team of lawyers. I think he's already hired them to combat the Trump lawyers in court, because that's where this whole thing will be settled, and more likely it'll just be dismissed.
The voting shows a nation divided, even without Trump in the White House. What happens to Trumpism in America? What happens to the 70 million votes that he got, people who didn't want Joe Biden?
They're still there, and they're going to stay there. And Donald Trump will be around. You know, he could run for president again. He'll be Joe Biden's age in 4 years. I doubt that he will, but we don't know. He can do anything he wants. But the Trumpism is still in existence. It's a form of populism. It's right-wing populism. There's also a left-wing version. That's not Donald Trump. But they're still there. That philosophy is still there. We saw it show up strongly in the election for everything except the re-election of President Trump. It's there in Congress. The Republicans continue to control the Senate. They gained some seats in the House. That philosophy, that conservative philosophy, is still there, and the country remains divided.
Without the Senate in Democratic control, which may happen depending on the runoffs in Georgia, Democrats unlikely to gain control of the Senate, what can Biden practically achieve in his first term?
Well, he has to try to make deals with the Republicans in the Senate. Many of them will feel chastened by their loyalty to Trumpism. They did support Donald Trump without any opposition, but that was largely because he created fear. They were afraid that if they criticized Trump or opposed him on anything, he would come after them with his army and defeat them in a primary, where he had real, and continues, real power. You know, before Donald Trump, we had 4 presidents in a row who promised to heal the division in the United States. The first President Bush, Bill Clinton, the second President Bush, Barack Obama, they all failed, which means the problem is really the problem. It isn't a problem created by Trump. Was unique because he never made a pledge to end the division in the United States. He simply exploited it.
Biden, we understand, starting to put together his cabinet. There's been suggestions he should make overtures to his right, to never-Trumper Republicans, as they were called, who helped him win. Also, some suggesting to his left, the so-called progressive wing of the Democratic Party. What do you think he should do?
I think he should reach out to some never-Trumper Republicans as a symbol of unity in the country. There are some, and more than a few, in the establishment who supported his re-election. As far as the progressives are concerned, they're going to feel a bit empowered by his victory, and they're likely to put pressure on him to pass what they want, and that includes their leaders, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders. But I think Biden has an answer to that. I won. Shut up.
We should note a defiant Donald Trump tweeted a little less than an hour ago, watch Fox News at 8 p.m. That's coming up in just a little less than 2 hours' time. He writes, "We'll discuss the mail-in ballot hoax." Donald Trump tweeting there. No doubt many people will be watching. Bill Schneider from George Mason University, thanks so much for joining us.